Hey there, if you would like ad-free and early versions of these episodes, as well as bonus episodes, movie club episodes, and lots more, head on over to patreon.com/CraigandFriends.
Make believe is not pretend. We might be ill, but we're on the mend. It never starts, it never ends. Welcome to Craig and Friends. Welcome to Craig and Friends. Welcome to Craig and Friends.
Welcome to the couch, Plasmic.
Thank you. I'm a fan, so I'm super honored to be here.
Oh, that's
Craig.
lovely.
Thank you.
Thank you
for having me.
Oh, my pleasure. Thanks for joining me. I'm happy that we could do this in person. We were going to do this a few months ago or something.
Yeah, and just the timing worked out. We're vaccinated. We're here. We're queer. Get used to it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and we met at the Christine show that you opened at around
Yes.
Christmas 2019. Is that? Yeah, that was 2019.
I believe so. It was a sex sells show. And yeah, Christine was amazing. It was such an honor to open for her.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a great night. I remember you came backstage and I was just like, oh, you're Craig from the podcast that I listened to. And it was just, it was
That's so
cool.
sweet. Yeah, that's so sweet. Yeah, and you were very helpful because I was very confused and trying to figure out where Christine was. Because I just wanted to say hello because she had just been on the show. And
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah, it all worked out. We were all in this like little backstage room, like huddled up. Like it was cute.
That was cute. Yeah. And of course, that was at Precinct, which is reopening this week.
Yes, that's right. Everything. I mean, most things are reopening now. I just went to Akbar with Miss Neon, actually.
Oh,
and
cool. The other performer
other
on that
performer,
bill.
exactly. Full circle.
How was Akbar?
It was just like seating, you know.
Sure.
One guy like started dancing and he got in trouble. Like,
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
yeah.
Okay.
So, but it was cool. It's like everything's starting to get better. It was outdoor seating, so
Oh, sure.
yeah.
There's a lot of really thorough outdoor seating options going on. Like at Santa Monica Boulevard, I walked past Hamburger Mary's.
Oh wow.
And the last time I'd walked by there, I mean, I'd walked by there a few times, but it was really not late at night, but a couple months ago, really late at night was like 7 p.m., right? So I walked past it between 7 and 10 p.m. in the last couple months, and the whole street, of course, was super silent, but having Hamburger Mary's be really quiet was really eerie. So now to see it bustling with activity was nice.
Yeah, I'm so glad it's open again. That's amazing.
It's weird to see the things that have closed too. Weirdly, there was a Bank of America. That, like, I don't know why, but for some reason I found that almost shocking. I was like, well, I know bars and restaurants and stuff. A bank, that's wow.
Yeah.
Granted, it's not the entire Bank of America.
Right.
However.
Yeah. It's just that one location. But
Yeah.
But yeah, it's interesting things we didn't notice that we're all of a sudden like, oh wow, that was closed. That's opening now.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Do you find that you have a little bit of schizophrenia approaching everything, or at least leaning towards it? Because I have this weird ping pong effect of like, this is great, everything's normal, and then what's going on?
Definitely. I went to a club recently that was like that, and people were showing their COVID cards at the door. So I really had like no reason to stress about it, but like no one was wearing their masks, and it was just kind of like,
Yeah.
but this is fine, it's okay. But
Right.
There's still that like underlying of like, I'm already an introvert, so this is like a lot for me.
Oh, sure. You mean this right now?
Not this.
Okay,
not this.
good,
But going out. This is great. I'm happy to be here. This
Good.
is nothing.
So, in terms of get-togethers, what do you prefer in terms of size? Because if you're an introvert, that could make, especially going into these situations where lots of people are around, and you haven't been around a lot of people, that's already weird.
Right.
But what's your ideal get-together in terms of hanging out with folks, if it's not a club?
I think I'm pretty good with like, I think I can go back to a club and be okay.
Sure.
I think I already went into the abyss. I went to Heaven Party, which if you've seen pictures, Shop Heaven, which it's Lulo. She manages that, and those parties are always crazy. So I feel like if I can handle that, I can do anything now. So I'm good.
Yeah, it's good to jump in at the deep end.
Right. I have schizophrenia about other things. That's like, I think I'm good now.
Okay, good. What are some of the things that you have
Oh God.
that feeling towards? Are they hot, cold with?
Oh, just like I think as an LA artist it's like starting out as an artist, or even just like going to shows and the communication culture of like talking to people at clubs and like making yourself seen, that I have social anxiety, so that is really difficult for me. Like just like being like, oh, I need to talk to this person and put myself out there and like maybe give them my card and be friends and all of that. And this just the LA culture of everything. Like, yeah, that makes it hard for me to go to shows. That's my schizophrenia. Like,
okay, sure. That can be tricky.
Yeah.
Sometimes that kind of stuff too, you can get better at it, and then like the last year and a half can eat away at sort of the progress.
Exactly.
With that. I find I have weird flashes of social anxiety as well. I don't know how I behaved when I went to get you outside, but like it's weird. I don't see anyone, and now I'm starting to see people.
Yeah.
And so it makes the novelty much higher, and that's wearing off, as we see more people and everything. But it's interesting because sometimes I'll meet someone and I'm like, oh, what was I just like here? Was I present, or was I in my head? It's hard to track, and also it's strange to have something that is so familiar seem odd. So anyway, but this will pass. This is like we're almost in the home stretch, and plus no one really wants to talk about COVID related anything. But you're an LA artist, of course, born and bred in LA, and where you grew up in Burbank, right?
Yes, I grew up in Burbank. It's weird because we moved to Orange County when I was like 7. So I spent most of my life in Orange County, hated it, moved back to LA as soon as I could.
Really? What a shock. I hear Orange County is so wonderful for the creative queer types.
It's so amazing. Yeah. I mean, maybe Long Beach, but I think Long Beach is its own thing. Like,
true.
But yeah, I've been in North Hollywood for a little under a year now, and I love it. It's great. In Orange County, I didn't know any of my neighbors growing up, and like my first week of living in North Hollywood, people would like introduce themselves to me, and it was just like, whoa, this is how it's supposed to be, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that was nice.
Yeah, and you have a musical family.
I do. Well, my mom is just a natural singer. She's amazing. But like, my dad's a drummer and plays a little bit of everything.
Isn't he mildly famous on TikTok? Is that?
Oh, that's right. I forget about that. That's another fever dream that my dad's famous on TikTok. The Far Post, if you're curious, that is his TikTok handle, and he has like 100,000 followers on there. He just like duets people playing drums to things. It's really cool. I get a lot of my music, I mean, from both of them. I would steal their CDs and tapes as a kid. I like still to this day, I love Duran Duran, Devo, and I'm totally out of touch with my generation, but it's okay.
That's fine.
It's fine. Worth it.
It'll go in and out. Like it'll be like, oh, suddenly this is in vogue again.
Right.
This is the thing I like. And then it'll go out and then it'll go back in again.
Exactly.
Yeah. Just stick with whatever you're into. I mean, you do anyway, though, clearly.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Totally. Yeah. I mean, I love Missing Persons. It was such an honor I opened for them a little last year, I think a couple months before the pandemic, and that was just like such a milestone. My parents were there. They were super proud.
That's great.
It's like 3 of us. That's like one of our favorite bands. So
I remember seeing Missing Persons at the Whiskey with a friend visiting from Boston.
Wow.
And we were chuckling because during walking in LA, one of us said, this is the most LA thing you could possibly be doing, seeing them sing this song at the Whiskey.
Yeah, LA bingo, that would be a check off for sure. Yeah, that's a moment.
Having not grown up in LA and always wanted to live in LA, I love things that are very, very LA. Now, to some people, very LA is a negative thing, but I don't think so. I think there's the dark side everywhere. The dark side of things here, which you kind of alluded to before with the networking aspect of things, which is, I guess, the nicer side of the perceived dark side of the LA dark.
Yeah, no, totally. I think that there's good and bad everywhere. I think that there's just so many more opportunities and like so many more, like you find your tribe here.
Sure.
And your people are here. So, I mean, there's going to be, for every like 10 shitty people, there'll be like 100 great people. So it is what it is.
Yeah. And I find that you tend to not see those folks that are not in your tribe or group that much once you're nestled in.
Exactly. They're just, it's like pink noise background. Like you don't even notice, for sure.
And Pink is a obvious favorite of your.
It is. Can we talk about this? Okay.
Please.
So for me, growing up, I was very okay, I hate the word tomboy, but that's how you would describe it. I hated any colors, anything. I would dress very like I guess like mask, I guess.
Sure.
But I think it's because I wanted to, like, as I was getting into music production, I really wanted to fit in with that, like, that box of what a music producer is. And typically it's men. And I grew up, I dyed my hair pink when I was 15, and it's been the same since. And I've just kind of said, fuck it. I can embrace my femininity, and I can engineer. And yeah, I didn't care. I was the only woman in my audio engineering class in college, but I stood out even more with the pink hair. Fuck it, just roll with it. I hope we're allowed to cuss. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, absolutely, plenty. Yeah, it's encouraged.
Great. Okay. So yeah, that's the answer to the pink. Now everything's pink. I love it.
Yeah. So around 15 is when the pink came in to being acceptable and worked into your feelings about who you are.
Right, exactly. Just like, I mean, I think pink is like, it doesn't have to be like a gendered thing. It's just a color. Sure. But like, I love just dressing like a freak. I don't know. It's fun. It keeps it fun. I was always inspired by like anime and video games and stuff. So that comes out now.
Well, and the performers you mentioned before as well.
Yeah.
Have a very distinct aesthetic. That's not necessarily, if they walked into a Weezer photo shoot, you'd be like, what's that guy doing there?
Oh my God, it would be the blue album, the pink album, not the blue album.
Yeah.
That would be great. Yeah, no, I definitely, I think life's too short. Just wear what you want to wear and do what you want to do. I love it. I think you get 30 minutes to be crazy on stage, then why not make a pink Barbie box and sing songs about killing rapists? Why not?
Exactly. Which is really what blew my mind when I saw you. I was like, wow, this is a fabulous combination of factors.
Thank you.
Great music, obviously, but also your entrance on stage was in a plasmic Barbie box, let's say, right? Because your name is at the top.
Yes. Yeah. I ordered that online. I just found like something where you could like customize it. It's trashed now. It's made of cardboard. It did not survive. But
well, that's the magic of props. They get trashed, then you make another one.
Yes, exactly. I'll probably get another one. But yeah, that was an idea I wanted to do for so long, and it kind of fit with the Christmas theme, like, oh, it's like a toy, a gift, a present, whatever. Yeah. And yeah, so that was really fun. I love doing stuff like that. I think that you go to a show and sometimes it's kind of boring, honestly. Like, it's like, I love music. I love like the live show and everything, but there's so many more levels of art that you can bring to the table. And I love experimenting with that. Also,
when you're opening for someone, it's double tricky because granted, Christine's audience seems like a very compatible audience, and it is, it seems like anyway. But opening for anyone, you're like, I got to make an impression here.
Exactly. Yeah. And, 30, you might even, I didn't even get 30 minutes. So I don't know why I keep saying 30 minutes. That's like a normal set. But usually if I'm opening for someone, it might be like 2 songs or 3 songs. And you really have to think, okay, what are people going to remember? And you remember the Barbie box. So
yeah, certainly. Well, and also the song about killing rapists.
Exactly. Yeah.
Was that the first number you did, I think?
I mean,
it's a long time ago.
Oh,
so
gosh, yeah.
Maybe it was.
I think it might have been Famous and Revenge, but it was definitely.
That's right. No, you're right. It was the second one. Yeah.
Got it. I know Revenge was in there at the beginning or end. It was there.
Yeah. And one of the things I loved about it is that it's like not about being a bigger person in a general sense.
Right. Exactly. Like it's okay to want to like chop, like, I mean, don't act upon it, but it's okay to want to chop someone off and feed them to chihuahuas and put them in your freezer and like you want them to have it worse than you. Like that's normal. And I think we're conditioned to forgive and forget, and that's stupid. I don't like it.
Yeah, because we have anger in us.
Right. And to suppress that is like, really? I mean, and you know, there's better ways to deal with anger, and I think writing a song was the right answer for me, and suppressing it would have not been good. So,
right.
Yeah.
Right. And it's really, I imagine, something that's nearly impossible to deal with. So if you have an outlet, use the outlet.
Exactly. Right. And it doesn't have to be art. I mean, journal. Shit.
Sure.
Do whatever you need to do to get your feelings out. Like, if you suppress it, you're just going to go crazy.
And I think a lot of times people get a little confused about how angry or mean or vicious they could be in their art. Mm-hmm. When really, that's the best place for it. It's like Brian Eno said, art's where you can crash your plane and walk away from it.
Yes, I love Brian Eno.
Me too. Yeah. Do you have a favorite era of Eno or style that he does?
I like the more experimental kind of stuff, like the I think his earlier stuff where he does like kind of the it kind of sounds more like the Microsoft sounds, really, like
sure,
like those are cool,
right? Because he did all the Microsoft
exactly
sounds,
right? Yeah. You can definitely hear that in his earlier work, but yeah, I like everything.
I love finding stuff like that out about someone who I thought I knew everything about. Like I found it out like years after he did it.
Really?
And I was like, wow, that's the best, because people like that, you find out like, oh, he wrote that too, that kind of thing. I always love those.
It's so iconic. Like
I know. What could be more Bird in our minds than that stuff?
It's just he's just there. It's like Big Brother. Always.
Yeah, exactly.
All the sounds are always in our ears.
And even if you weren't a fan necessarily of Roxy Music or his stuff, there's so many people who love something that he's touched because he did all the U2 records and James. I can't stand James, but I'm glad that he produced them.
Exactly. Didn't he do the We Are Devo album?
Yes, the first one.
Yeah, that's that's like my all-time favorite album. Yeah.
Oh, it's so
incredible.
good. You know, Devo's doing a show in LA.
I know.
Yeah. I don't know. Did tickets go on sale already, or?
I'm not sure. It's going to be assigned seating. There's no mosh pit, which I'm kind of sad about.
Oh, okay.
But I'm still going to go.
Yeah, I have to go as well because I have never seen them.
Mm-hmm. Same. I've never seen them either.
Oh, then you got it. Yeah,
I got to go.
Yeah, my friend Josh plays in Devo.
I know Josh too. Well,
you do?
My dad is friends with Josh somehow. I don't know.
Josh knows everybody. That's the other thing
that's
about
the thing.
Josh.
Yeah, Josh knows everybody. Yeah, I've never met him, but my dad is good friends with him, I guess. So he's cool. I'm a fan.
Cool. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing him when he's in town.
Yeah.
And actually, I should do a show with him too, because his stories are
oh my God,
amazing.
You'd be here all day. There's so many good ones.
Yeah, there's great ones.
He's worked with everyone. It's so awesome.
Yeah, it's true. Right. Yeah. And his brother, of course, Paul, does the sound for, I guess, everyone. Miley Cyrus. There was someone else that was on SNL recently that was, St. Vincent. Yeah, he does St. Vincent's sound as well.
That's amazing.
It is.
Wow. Musical family.
What are some other artists besides Eno that you
wow.
enjoy?
I mean, Mark Mothersbaugh, Devo.
Sure. When did you first hear Devo?
Oh, when I was a kid. Like,
was that one of your parents?
Yeah, that was definitely a CD swipe of or a tape swipe. I love like electronic music, but I also love new wave. I love Depeche Mode. I love like Fever Ray, Alice Glass. Mm-hmm. I love Dorian Electra. Dorian Electra is my muse, my favorite. They're so cool.
That reminds me, I was going to ask you because I just rewatched this the other night.
Okay.
Are you a fan of the movie Liquid Sky?
I've never heard the movie Liquid Sky. I'm sorry.
No, don't apologize. That's one of the great things about finding out movies or being told stuff, like it's like the info about Eno. So maybe now you'll watch Liquid Sky. I'll send it to you.
Okay.
And
yeah, that'd be great.
Cool. And actually, some themes in it relate to some themes in your music.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But I also don't like spoiling movies, so I don't want
don't spoil it. Okay. I'll go in blind. We'll watch it. Yeah.
Yeah. And the looks and fashions in it. Actually, wait, I should show you a photo. You know what? When you misplace your phone and you're like,
I hate that.
Yeah, I'll hang on a sec. Let me grab it. It's in my pocket. So this is another fun little. I think side effect of having difficulty accessing my medication for ADHD. That's in progress though.
I need to get on that too.
Do you have ADHD?
I do, and I'm unmedicated. I'm currently on fluoxetine, Xanax. So I mean, not Xanax, Prozac.
Oh right, my mind was doing the thing of like the coin machine where it's like apple. No, is it?
I just did that too. I'm like the lady making the math equation. It's just not working. Love that meme.
Yeah, I was going through the generic drug names in my head. I was like, wait, is it that? Wait, I know I've heard that one before. and then I was like, no, it's not Xanax because that's a Zam, right?
Yeah.
No, or Am, whatever.
That's not an everyday thing for me. It's for some people, but
Pam. Yeah. Sorry, it's one of the Pams. There's clonazepam, which is Klonopin, and then I forget which one Xanax is, but it's in the Pam family.
The Pam.
Yeah.
Good old Pam. That's a good drag name, Pam.
It is. Yeah. Pam family as well. Or
Pam family. A drag house, Pam family.
Exactly. Yeah. They're very medicated. So this is just a still.
Oh, I love this.
Yeah.
So new wave.
Dorian Electra, when you said that.
Very Dorian Electra.
Yeah.
Very like you know that album Rio by Duran Duran? Like that
course,
album cover is totally that makeup. Like
totally.
Is that the same era?
It's definitely same era.
Okay.
Yeah, and this was very New York, sort of Warhol adjacent.
Oh, great.
Wonderful. The lead performer, Anne Carlisle, co-wrote the movie, and that's actually both Anne Carlisle.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so she plays a male and female role in it. And so it's a kind of pioneering film in terms of gender expression and in terms of discussing bisexuality as well. There's a whole bit in there. And then also talking about, various other issues. I again don't want to spoil, but I'll be doing a movie club on it at some point. So if you like the movie,
that would be amazing.
It'd be fun to have you as part of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to reach out to James St. James because, of course, he was in New York around the time that this was made.
Oh,
there's scenes shot at the Palladium and all of that. And so,
that is my favorite episode with you guys, you and James St. James.
Oh, isn't he wonderful?
So great.
He's so great. He's going to be coming back to do a couple movie clubs, actually. So I'm excited about that. Yeah.
Yay.
He's great. So what about other movies that you like? I mean, you haven't seen this one yet, so I can't say that it's one of your favorites.
Right. It might be. We'll see.
Soon.
Well, this'll let you know like what kind of movies I like. Xanadu is my fave.
I love it.
Love Xanadu. I love the Back to the Future movies.
Sure. Do you have a favorite one of the Back to the Future movies?
Oh, it's so hard because I watched them as a kid and I didn't really have like a critique at that point. Like I wasn't really a critic.
Well, and I always like to say it's whatever one you like. You know what I mean? Because sometimes the critical stuff can get too joy destroying for yourself. Yeah.
People love to hate on the third one. I think the third one is cute. Like
and I need to see it. I just realized as we were talking about it, I thought, it's fine. I've never seen the third one. I don't know exactly why. It was like one of those, I'll get to it. Never got to it.
It's cute. It's like it's I like to think of it, the trilogy, as like one long movie, essentially.
Right.
And that makes my respect for each one of them a little better. I obviously love the 80s one. I think that's the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the first one's probably my favorite. And then the second and third one are just like, oh, cool, more.
Yeah, exactly. But something's like not a horrible sequel.
Right.
You're like, this is good. This is more of the thing I like. This is
exactly.
Yeah.
It will never be the first one, but it's cute. It's like they're cowboys. Okay,
right.
I'm into this. Why not?
And there's a lot more Christopher Lloyd in it.
Exactly. Yes. Oh my God, and he's so funny in it. It's great.
He's great. Oh, and Mary Steenburgen, right?
Yes, and she's so much more in the third one. It's great.
The Cinerama Dome did a marathon of all three of them a couple of years ago. I think they've done it a few times. Now, hopefully someone's going to buy the Cinerama Dome.
That would be amazing.
Wouldn't it? That can't go away. I mean, I don't think it will. There's too many film people that want to see it survive.
Where is it? Is it in the Valley?
It's either Sunset or Hollywood Boulevard.
Oh, okay.
I think I know that. I've been there a lot, but that doesn't mean anything. I take cars places. Although I've been walking around my neighborhood more and getting more familiar with, this street connects with that. That street connects with this. My sense of direction is remedial is being overly positive, overly generous. I don't really have much of one, but I rely on GPS.
Same. I was going to say same.
Mhm.
Hard same. I don't know what I would do without my phone if I had to drive somewhere without my phone. Well, I mean, for the most part, I can navigate, but there's sometimes, like I was living in Laurel Canyon for like my first 2 months of living in LA, and I got my phone stolen at a show.
Oh no!
And this is so embarrassing, but I'm going to say it because maybe some like queer person that has no sense of direction will feel validated through it, and that's why I'm doing it for the gays. Anyways, so I called my mom from Orange County to help me get there.
Hey, listen, we've all been there. I understand. I think directions and keeping your room clean. A friend of mine was like, "Oh, queers always need to clean their room," and I was like, "Thank you, I appreciate that." Yeah.
Those two things: can't keep my room clean, can't tell directions, none of that. And if you've ever driven to a house in Laurel Canyon, like in the hills of Laurel Canyon, it's hard, it's scary, and at night, it's scary.
Did you enjoy living in Laurel Canyon?
Oh, I loved it. I lived across the street from Jared Leto, but I never actually saw him.
He was too busy doing his cult business down in some island, right?
I had friends stay over, and they always said, "Oh, I saw him doing yoga," and I'm like, "What the hell? I've been here for 2 months and I've never seen him." Yeah, it was just my manager, his stepmother, had a room that she was gonna get ready for Airbnb, so I was like, well. 2 months.
Yeah.
Cool. And it worked out.
Well, that's good. A nice little sojourn into Laurel Canyon, the legendary place.
I know. Oh my God. I would go to the Laurel Canyon store all the time.
Yeah.
I think that's what it's called.
It's like the general store or
the
something?
General store.
Yeah.
Yes. I would go there all the time because it's just like, I don't want to drive to the grocery store. It's so much closer. And it's so cute.
Yeah, I've never been inside. I've been past it a lot. And I always thought, oh, that's that place that I've heard about. Because in every story about all the folks that used to live in Laurel Canyon, that features prominently.
Yeah, there's so much history there. They do this thing where they take a picture. Everyone from that lives there comes and takes a picture together in front of the store, and they have like on the wall, there's like pictures of each year they've done it. And one of the years, Steven Tyler was in it. So for the rest of the years, they just like Photoshop it, him in all of them. So,
sure.
Yeah, so it's really cool. I unfortunately did not get to make the cut, but maybe someday.
Yeah, I guess it's duration of time lived there.
No, it's actually just like whatever time you're living there. I think I moved literally a month before they did the picture.
Oh, okay. There you go. Yeah, next time.
Yeah, next time.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
North Hollywood's cool. I lived there the first year I moved to
Oh, that's
LA.
great. Yeah, I love the Valley. I mean, I'm sure I'm going to hate it when traffic picks back up, but right now I love it.
There's a lot of rehearsal spaces over there, isn't there?
Yes, there is. I haven't been to any, but there's a lot that are that have like some history in them. I haven't done too much research, but every time I'm driving with my coworker, he's like older. We do like styling stuff, and he's always saying, "Oh yeah, this band, that's their Lockout," or this, and I'm like, "Whoa, okay." Like,
yeah,
I don't know.
I know. I was at the Queens of the Stone Age studio once, which looks like an auto parts factory or something. All those places out in North Hollywood, especially off the main roads and everything. They're just like these gray buildings. Next to them is a machine parts thing. And you have no idea what they are. And so, oh yeah, that's this person's place. And you're like, oh wow, they're everywhere. And then I was at someone's mastering session, and it was in another one of those, like 2 streets away. It was like a darker gray. That's all. That only thing that differentiated it. Yeah.
They're hidden. They're always in like near like a junkyard or like car place or something. It's really weird.
No, exactly. Which is so great. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cool. Especially if you're making like industrial music, it's probably really good. Hey, can I borrow a crowbar or something? I don't know.
So at your place in North Hollywood, what's the soundproofing like, and how do you work around it?
Oh, the soundproofing is okay. No, it's not good. I need to get like panels and stuff. It's nice because I have one section that is separate from like the music kind of stuff, like where all the gear is, and then there's another room where I just do mixing and vocals. So
that's good. It's nice to have a little variation.
It almost feels like there's a practice space and then there's like a mixing room kind of thing.
And also, you're not playing drums in there, right? So
no, I have an electric kit, so
I have to get one of those.
I'm
I
fine.
love those. Yeah.
Oh wow, you would kill on a Yamaha one. We'll talk about that.
Yes, please. I'd love to know more about it because I need to figure out which one to get. I wish I got one ages ago, but it's never too late. I've played a couple at the Guitar Center.
Mm-hmm.
And it's nice to do that. I miss playing drums on a regular basis.
Oh,
so.
I used to work at Guitar Center. I would play drums on my break all the time. That was like my happy place.
Yeah. How long did you work there?
Oh, for less than a year.
Mm-hmm. Good discount for employees?
Pretty good. Yeah, pretty good discount. But yeah.
Did you stock up on stuff during your tenure?
I did. I have a lot of cables and like what else I get? I got this really nice DJ light that was like, I think it retailed for like $200 and I got it for like something way less. I can't remember, but
that's always fun.
Yeah, the discount was nice.
Yeah. Do you DJ as well?
I would no. I mean, you know, the term DJ is ever changing so much to where I have friends that do the Spotify thing and they have it connected to an app, and I'm like, I do that. But am I a DJ? I don't know.
Yeah, it's all what it means to you, I guess.
Right, I guess. I'm not really DJing gigs, but it's something that I would love to do in the future. I was doing a little some DJ stuff on Twitch like at the beginning of the pandemic, and that was kind of fun, but it was really just like download this DJ app on my laptop and cue my songs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Well, that works.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's technically DJing.
Right, exactly. But I have friends like my friend Rose knows, she does like vinyl and she's like super into it and so talented. Sure. So I always get like insecure, like imposter syndrome. Like stay in my lane. I do music production, I sing.
Yeah. DJ on the side, you could say.
Exactly. Yeah. DJ on the side. There we go. That was a much shorter answer that I could have given.
Well, no, but I think it speaks to your level of concern. Right. About acting like you're doing something that you're not. Yeah. Right. Do you find that you suffer from imposter syndrome sometimes?
All the time. So much because I work with a lot of people that have either...
By the way, if you want to pause and take a sip of your soda.
I know you keep seeing me. Okay,
I prevented you from drinking that about 3 or 4 times.
I keep grabbing it and then I go to talk and then I forget, and that's my ADHD. I'm like, did I take a sip? I don't know.
Well, it's also you don't want to be like you want to answer the question, which I appreciate. So, but enjoy, have a sip.
Right. Yeah. I'll just answer the question because I don't want to forget my ADHD. You know? Wait, what was the question?
See, now's the perfect time. Take a sip now, but then I'll remind you what the question is. So the question was about enjoying imposter syndrome, and you were saying that particularly when you were around some folks, and that's when I interrupted you.
Sorry. Okay. I have my beverage. I'm good. Well, I work around people that have let's say they've gone to college or they've had like more learning in that audio engineering realm. And I'll be honest with you, I just went to community college. I didn't get like my degree or anything. So sometimes I feel like kind of competitive with those people. But I mean, truthfully, it does not matter. There's so many people that could surpass me with only YouTube knowledge. And that is taking over to like amazing levels. I'm so happy it's happening. But yeah, sometimes I do feel like, oh, maybe I'm just the artist. Maybe I shouldn't be producing. And then I just, I get rid of the ego and I just like make something and I feel better again. So you just have to keep combating that, I guess.
Yeah, that's the tricky part because you can get stuck in your head.
Totally.
And really the only way out is to either start working on something or like watch a movie. It's something about being engaged in something other than that spiral. Because your phone's not going to fix it. Your phone's going to make it worse.
Yeah. Throw the phone in the trash.
Yeah, because your brain will just start going, hey, let's look for evidence that supports this terrible false theory.
Yeah.
That whatever part of your brain that wants to torture you is enjoying.
Exactly. Yeah. No, like Instagram, social media in general is like the worst thing you can look at when you're feeling like that. You need to just like unplug and go make something and go feel good about yourself again. But it's easier said than done. Sometimes it's really hard to get out of those funks. Especially
when whatever you're freaking out about and having a loop and spiral about is related to the thing that you work on. So sometimes it can be good to go to, that's why I think movies are like the best.
Oh yes, escapism for sure.
Because also you're following a plot line. And this is something I like about a movie that either you don't know very well or maybe you saw it forever ago. People have comfort movies, and that's one way to go.
Yeah.
But I like getting involved in a plot. Almost it's better if it's a ridiculous plot or it makes no sense because then you're thinking about that and then thinking, oh, that's ridiculous. And then you're for 10 minutes you forget about the thing that was driving you crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And then for me anyway, that's the easiest path to being like, oh wait, everything's okay, or at least the middle ground. Yeah.
Totally. That's like Female Trouble kind of has that effect.
Yeah.
It's just like, what is happening? But I love it. And then you're like, oh, what did I feel like? I don't know. That's such a great analogy. I need to watch more movies. I was actually kind of worried of coming into this because I'm like, I want to be a movie buff so bad, but like my attention span is so bad. I usually start a movie and then I don't get through it, and then I'm like, oh, I should have given it a chance. It's just like my brain. But there's certain movies that I love, but then there's also like movies in queer culture that I don't know about, that I'm like, I really should know that, but I don't.
Well, that happens a lot. We all have movies or things that we're like, oh, I should know that and everything. I mean, there's some current shows that I'm like, oh, I should see that. But I find that I don't, and then I think, well, you know what? I'm just going to watch what I'm going to watch. But
just do it.
But I know, and sometimes that can take away the joy of the things, that feeling. I mean, I get it totally, though.
Yeah.
You know, the great thing is there's always more time to watch more things.
Exactly. Yeah. It's just the list. The time goes on, and there's so much time to watch.
Yeah. Well, especially you're quite young, right?
I'm 25.
Yeah. So I mean, there's you can't have seen, just by numbers alone, the amount of movies I've seen versus, it's going to naturally be, because of the age thing.
Right.
More. Yeah.
I guess.
But that's sweet of what you said about coming in here in the movie talk.
I wanted to, because I listened to the podcast and I wanted to be like, cool.
Well, you are super cool. You are super cool. Yeah. That's a funny thing about that stuff, because like there's a lot of people who love to gatekeep and that sort of thing. But I think the fun thing is sharing with people.
I agree. Yeah. Life's too short to gatekeep. Like, just like let people discover new things.
Yeah.
It's so much more fun.
Gee, you like podcasts, right? And you know what? Maybe you want to make a podcast. And what's the best way to make a podcast, or rather, the best place to start doing it? Well, Anchor. If you haven't heard about Anchor, let me tell you about it, because it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Oh, let me explain further. First off, it's free. It's a hosting site, and it takes care of all the particulars for you. So even if you don't have the gear that, for instance, I use, there are creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Then Anchor will take care of distributing your podcast for you, so you can hear it on Spotify, Apple Podcast, wherever you're listening to this right now, you can have yours. And the excitement just keeps on building, because guess what? You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. Anchor has everything you need to make a podcast all in one place. So if you've been meaning to make a podcast for a while, but you're not quite sure how to go about doing it, this is the way to do it. These are the people to work with. So go ahead and download the free Anchor app, or go to anchor.fm and get started. What's some of the gatekeeping that you've encountered in the music world? I mean, I'm assuming that you have.
Yeah, there's so much of it that I'm like, where do I even start? There's a lot of gatekeeping when it comes to, I think, booking shows, and maybe even like just being a producer in general. I think that there's a lot of like, you have to, use this software, or,
Oh, sure.
If you're using like people like to shit on like Reaper, or like the lower quality, whatever you call it, like digital audio workstation. There you go.
Sure.
But at the end of the day, like, if you're gonna make a cool song on there, it doesn't matter what you're using. Like,
yeah, I
think people should just make music with whatever they can get their hands on. Like, I mean, there's so many albums that were made with like GarageBand, and
right.
And you don't have to have like the nicest equipment or knowledge to do anything. You can just, dive right in, watch some YouTube videos, and do what feels right.
Because there can be a lot of internal gatekeeping as well.
Totally. Yes.
Because of that, like I was talking to someone who was like, well, I got to get Logic because I have GarageBand. And I was like, well, then you have enough to start writing songs.
Exactly. And if you already know how to use GarageBand, you're probably kicking ass. Like, you're going to throw yourself another curve of learning a new, like, it's like learning a new instrument, really.
Right.
Like, I'm like that with myself. I use Studio One Personas, and not a lot of people use that.
And now that's what? Is that a synth, or is that a?
It's a workstation.
Oh, so, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like GarageBand, but not a lot of people use it, and people are usually confused. They're like, "Oh, okay, well, you need to learn how to use Ableton and Ableton scares me. I got certified in Ableton in college and I still don't know how the fuck it works. Like, I don't understand.
I've heard that with DJing. They're like, oh, you don't use Ableton? I'm like, well, no, virtual DJ is great.
Yeah.
And you can use video.
Exactly.
Right. People are like, well, yeah, you can with Ableton, but you got to, and they say there's another program that you tied in.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's cool. I use virtual DJ, but thank you.
I don't have time to like learn how to use another software. I just want to, when I want to create, I just want to create it. And I'm sure that's the same when you want to like create your set list. You want to just, get into it.
Yeah. And when I edit just straight audio discussions like the podcast, I use Audacity.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Audacity is great.
It's so good. Yeah.
I did a workshop. I did a workshop yesterday with like just producers. You make 2 songs within the time span, and people were using all sorts of stuff. They were using Reaper, Audacity. One guy even used GarageBand on his phone and made 2 songs.
Isn't that wild what you can do on your phone?
It's amazing. I love it. I think that everyone should have accessibility to make art. It's great.
Me too. And to not let the perception that one type of tape is better than the other type of tape, because that's all it is. It's just a different type of tape.
And like with compression and like exporting these days, it doesn't matter.
No, it really doesn't matter. Yeah.
You can get audiophile about it, but it's like
yeah, it's all about what the end result is.
Right, exactly.
And there was all those people who said, oh, you can't make an album at home. These kids with their laptops. People have to say that about laptops, which is no different than back when people used to grouse about synthesizers.
That's right. Oh yeah, well, I used to be like that, and now I use Omnisphere, which is a synth sound bank.
Oh, cool.
It sounds, now a lot of people are kind of skeptical on it, but I swear you play like a Juno or a Roland on there, it sounds exactly the same.
Yeah.
And people swear by it. People in orchestra, all sorts of stuff, they use it. And it's way cheaper than buying like a bunch of synthesizers. I wish I could buy a bunch of synthesizers, but that's not the reality. So
yeah, it'd be nice to have a full synth room, to have Tonto in the house or something. But
yeah, right. Like no. So that's. I mean, I love that. I've been using that a lot. Been using a lot of MIDI, which is new for me, and I just love the workflow of it. I think it's faster. It sounds almost the same depending on what plugin you use. Like I enjoy it.
Yeah. And you're very determined to be the one woman band, right? Yeah.
I collaborate with people here and there, but I try to make it, it's my thing. I'm making, like, I'm saying what I want to say. The melodies are there. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I mean, everything's been me so far. I do like to work with people, but I mean,
for your project though, for my
project, it's just me.
Yeah.
It's faster that way. I try, what sucks is I try to work with people and I just like, you never get, sometimes it's just like, you don't hear from them and it's like, okay, I guess I am a one woman band. Cool.
Well, I get that. And I relate to it to a degree because I like to kind of do all the aspects myself. Although I do want to eventually, find a manager or something to offload some of the stuff. Cause some of it gets a little, like you said, you have a manager, so I sort of think I take on too much sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely helpful, I think, but it is hard. Like sometimes they get really mad at me when I don't tell them stuff. They're like, "Oh, so when were you going to tell us that you were doing this thing?" And I was like, "I'm sorry, I didn't think you would care." Like it's so It's helpful to have like someone hype you up. That's really all it is.
Yeah, and also take care of some of the stuff that maybe isn't your favorite stuff to do, but has to get done, and so on.
Yeah, and someone that's gonna like tell you honestly like what they think is nice.
That is good.
Yeah.
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 Now you've done some remixes for folks like the Mowglis.
Yes, I did 2 remixes for the Mowglis. I'm actually currently working with their new band, Modern Originals.
Oh, interesting. So is it a second band that the band has, or have they changed names?
No, it's like a side band. So 2 of the members from the Mowglis, Andy and Josh, are now in Modern Originals.
Gotcha.
And I've been doing some songwriting with them, and that's been really fun. So
oh, cool.
That's why I was like, I am a one-woman band, but
sure,
right
certainly.
now, yeah. I mean, I like to write with people. That's fun.
Under
But-
the plasmic banner, though, it's more of a...
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And by the way, I should have asked your pronouns, but I thought I saw on Instagram that it was she, but I could be wrong. So,
You're right.
okay.
I like Happy Pride Month. I guess I should
Happy
come
Pride.
out and say it. I like they pronouns. I like she pronouns.
My
I
apologies
don't really
for,
care.
not
Oh
asking.
no. No apologies at all. This is like a new thing for me. So I'm kind of like, And I also don't want people to stress about it. So I'd rather just be like, say whatever.
Maybe, you know what it was? No, I was reading it. I was reading an article.
Oh,
and it said
okay.
one woman band. And I thought, I didn't verify that to see if that's
Yeah.
accurate.
I mean, it's just stuck at this point. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Sure.
It's what people are using, I guess.
A solo endeavor, we'll call it.
Yeah, there you go.
I'd read something about that posing some challenges in terms of booking.
Yeah. So, I mean, I struggle a lot with let's say, I'm trying to book a gig and it's like a kind of like an electronic kind of surrounding, and I either get seen as like a pop star or I get seen as like this like punk person who's like too hard for the electronic scene. But then I try to play shows with like punk people and it's like she's a pop star. Like it's just,
Oh, sure.
I feel like I don't really I've found people that I fit in now, but at the beginning it was really hard to be like, what gig do I play where people are not like confused or like seeing me as displaced? Because for the most part I'm pretty good at like being like, okay, I would fit in on this bill. But people have their own like perceived notion of me. They're like, oh, this like Britney Spears auto-tune type, which I love Britney Spears. Oh my God, I don't know why I said that. But,
Well,
but you know what I mean?
In their
It's-
perception, they classify stuff as like the Britney Spears to them might not be as
Right.
sophisticated and understanding of what Britney Spears is. So they group them into this category or that category.
Exactly. Right. So it was kind of hard finding where I fit on that. And sometimes it would be a bill where they're like totally judging me the whole time. And then I perform and they're like, oh, I didn't expect that.
Yeah.
So there is a lot of like stereotype, which, you know, I choose to dress how I want to dress and I choose to look a certain way. I could go the whole like EDM like aesthetic route, but I don't really want to. I just
Right.
want to like do what I want to do. And yeah, people, the bright kind of people have gotten it and understood. And in a way, it's been a blessing because I end up not having to play those gigs where people are judging me. So
Yeah, sure.
it's a win-win.
Yeah, it is a win-win. You don't want a hostile house.
Right. That was my phone that just dropped. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
We'll
I've
see
done
how
that a lot.
good we'll see
Yeah.
how good the mic is.
Yeah, exactly.
Pick
I
that
know.
up.
You can grab it now if you
Yeah,
want to.
it's
I know it's an
somewhere in there.
unsettling feeling when you're like, my phone just fell. I can also move the section.
No, I got
Okay.
it. We're good.
Yeah.
Okay.
The other day I reached down. I was like, what's down there? And I had a full bottle of iced tea that I just...
Oh my God.
I don't know how it got down there, though. Like I was like,
Yeah.
when did this happen?
That's nice.
It was good. Yeah. I thought, you know, maybe I left it on the couch. It just slid down. I don't
Yeah.
know. At least it didn't break.
Right.
Yeah.
Love tea.
Me too. I had a full glass bottle shatter at the month 2 of the pandemic in the kitchen. I was just happy it didn't hit my foot or
Oh,
anything. It was
yeah.
like freaky because you're like, oh,
Right.
but then you're like, oh, thank God.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
have any injuries here because I can't go to the hospital.
Oh my God. Getting injured in the pandemic, I can't even imagine.
I know. I know.
Yeah, it's scary.
Then it just made cleaning up tea and glass a little bit easier.
Right. I spill stuff all the time. All the time. It's horrible.
Do you cook a lot?
My cooking situation's a little weird. So I have I don't have a stove.
Mm-hmm.
I have a hot plate. So I don't really cook a lot, but I make smoothies all the time and I
With a hot plate. See, that
Not with
shows
the hot
some
plate.
rare ability.
not with the hot plate. Like that's why it's not working. No, but I just make like rice and beans and like soups and stuff.
Sure.
Like I don't know. And then
I'm just always curious about people's cooking habits.
yeah, it's just I do what I can, you know.
Yeah. Well, same here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just clumsy. That's all. No excuse.
But you are quite an avid roller skater. So
I
I don't know if clumsy can be applied to you fully.
I'm clumsy when I'm like
Off skates?
Yeah, when I'm in my house and there's no one to see me.
On wheels. Okay.
But on wheels. So I started out, I was a figure skater for quite some time in my childhood. And I stopped
just
at,
like Devin Green.
Devin Green was a figure skater.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I didn't know this.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I love Devin. Oh my God. I'm gonna have to go ice skating.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's amazing. Wow. They need to do an ice skating video. It'd be so cool.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
That would be amazing. I love Devin.
Devin's great. Yeah.
Yeah, I was ice skating until I was like 16-ish, and it was so expensive. My parents were just like so thankful when I was over it. They're like, thank God.
Yeah, I never thought of it actually in that way. What are the expenses of the ice skating?
Well, you have to pay for ice time. You have to pay for the coaches. The skates are really expensive. Like people think roller skates are expensive. Ice skates were like, you try to buy a pair like once a year. And sometimes you would even, I remember my coach would tell me to wear like tight shoes so that my feet would grow slower.
Wow.
So that we wouldn't have to buy them.
Wow.
Like,
the coach said
ridiculous.
this.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
So they're that expensive. What would a pair run you on average?
God, I can't remember. I think I had a pair that was like $3,000 maybe.
Wow.
I don't know if I'm remembering correctly. I might have to fact check this later.
But it's a big number. It wouldn't be crazy if it was three. I mean, it is crazy, but you know what I mean? It wouldn't be out of the norm for it to be that much.
It's a big enough number that I'm still wearing my childhood skates. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, sure. So a lot of fees rack up. You got the coaching, you got the skates, you got the ice time. What's a good hour of ice time cost? And is it rented by the hour?
I think it's by the hour. It depends on the rink. The rink I was going to, I think it was like $12 an hour.
Okay.
And then all the coaches were different. There were like the coaching was pretty expensive. There was this one coach, Mr. John Nix, who was like he coached like Sasha Cohen, like all the big ones at our rink. And he was really expensive, I remember. I don't know, I can't really remember the hourly prices, but I know that it was like, my mom was like, okay, well, you can have a lesson with him, but that's going to be like, that might be a part of the Christmas. Like,
sure.
like,
okay,
damn,
yeah.
okay. So that tells me all I need to know.
Yeah. He's essentially like a star consultant.
Exactly. Yeah. If you watch like Skating with the Stars, I think he was a judge.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I hope he's doing well. He was old.
Well, I'm sure he is. I'm sure he's spry and ready for anything.
Yeah.
After all that.
Yeah.
So,
totally.
Were you a competitive figure skater?
Yes, I did competitions for my most of my childhood, and it was really difficult. I feel like I kind of aged out where it was just like I couldn't get my double axel, and at that point it was like, okay, well, I'm 16, and like if you can't get your double axel, then you're going to be competing with the kids who like can do crazy stuff.
Sure.
So at that point it became a hobby for me, unfortunately, but I still love it. I mean, I kind of found roller skating was kind of like a revisit to my love for like figure skating, because you can do it anywhere, and no matter what level you are, people don't really care.
Right. It's more about fun. Like
exactly.
It just says fun, whereas figure skating, there's like a performance aspect to it, right?
Definitely. Yeah. I mean, I remember the moms like screaming at their kids and stuff. I remember wearing a neck brace as a kid for lessons sometimes, and like,
oh wow,
it was, it's brutal.
Wow. So
it's
every
quite the
aspect
difference.
of your posture, every little thing, there's micro focus on every detail.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
It's a blast, especially when your body is growing and hormones and all that. Love it. But yeah, roller skating was kind of like my way to like fall back in love with my sport. So that was cool. And I love it. I might even go to Moonlight Rollerway tonight.
Oh, cool. Yeah. They have theme nights. Is that right?
Yeah, they do. I think tonight is like adult skate 90s. They play a lot of like Trenier and Lisa. It's cool.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. I have a feeling Amy from Sugar Pill and Abora will be there, because I think they were there the last 2 weeks. Maybe
Yes.
not. I don't know. But they've been there a bunch. So maybe you'll bump into them.
That
Yeah.
would be cool. Hopefully not actually bump into them. But
No, I'm sure that would be avoided. I mean, you're quite dexterous with the
yeah.
this and that.
Thank
yeah.
you.
I haven't roller skated in a long time. Someone's party was
Yeah.
being held at a roller rink. And this is in Massachusetts. So I don't think I've roller
Ah.
skated since being in LA. But when I was a kid, I used to love roller skating just at the rink where they would be playing, Foreigner, various
love
pop
that.
hits of the day.
It's
Yeah.
the best. Oh,
Yeah.
You're wearing like the perfect roller skating outfit right now.
Really? Oh, thank you. Okay.
Like this could be a competition look.
Oh, wow. Well, thank you very much. I'm
Absolutely.
quite pleased to hear that. Have you ever seen Skate Town USA?
No, but it's with oh my god.
You got it.
With what's his name?
The guy from Ghost.
I love him. But
Patrick Swayze.
Patrick Swayze. I love him.
Yeah.
Oh
Well,
my
I'll
God.
send you that as well because I think you'd enjoy
I
that.
can never find it. I've been wanting
That's
to
the
watch
problem.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where do you watch it?
Oh, I have the Blu-ray of it, and I have it somewhere. So
Okay.
I'll send you a file.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've only watched like poorly edited music videos of that movie on YouTube. So
Sure. Well, that probably has about as much reasonable plot as the film itself.
Okay.
Yeah. It's really about just like, this is insane. And Patrick Swayze does a crazy,
He's really good.
he's insanely good. He does this belt dance thing
Ugh,
that is crazy S&M-y and just like insanely complicated.
wow.
Yeah.
I want to watch it.
Yeah. Yeah.
cool.
It's a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about dating?
Dating, oh my god, it's like a non-existent. I swear I have like the kiss of death, like the two
It'd be funny if you were like, I don't know, and then they died after I.
will not die, but they become like dead to me, I guess.
Oh, okay.
No,
sure.
but like the last two people I dated moved.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
what? No, but like yeah, so I've just been kind of like, okay, I'm going to be like workaholic and just work on music. I guess that's what the world's trying to tell me. So, but yeah, I am single and just staying in my lane, working on stuff, and whoever comes around that is like not crazy. Well, I like crazy actually.
But like fun crazy.
Yeah, I like
yeah.
fun crazy, like crazy like me, I guess.
Yeah, like roller skate crazy, not figure skate crazy. Yeah.
Totally. Yeah, but yeah, that's how dating's going. Not great.
Well, I get you. Yeah, it's been a strange time to be single in the pandemic.
I know. It's convenient, but then it's also not. There's definitely pros and cons. Definitely pros and cons.
Sure. I mean, I'm always thrilled that I don't live with someone, but also, especially during the pandemic, because it just would have been nightmarish, I think. Particularly in this
Yeah.
place. It's a lovely apartment.
Mhm.
I'm not putting it down. But you're either here or you're over there. You know what I mean?
Right.
Or you're in the kitchen, but you don't want to be spending hours in the kitchen. And you can hear whatever's going on in this room there.
Right. I thought of doing that in my apartment, like having someone like renting to someone on the side, and then COVID happened. I was just like, okay, this is not possible because
Yeah.
the bathroom is in my room, so it's just
Oh.
all sorts of awkward.
Mhm.
So
Right.
yeah,
Right.
the one person place is the way to go for us.
Yeah, I think so. I think
Mhm.
so. If I ever did live with someone, it would have to be an enormous estate that had, wings to it, I think, or at least like the guest house. I always
Right.
love when you hear about, that someone was in the guest cottage. It's funny when people say that and it's like this whole other house.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's goals right there.
I know, right?
The Laurel Canyon guest house. Just
Just casual.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They're staying there for a couple of weeks while
Oh
they
my
get their
God.
album together or whatever it is. Yeah.
must be nice. That's cool.
But so the Kiss of Death meeting that they moved. So it was more of
Yeah.
the Kiss of out of state travel. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Like it's just like I tried the dating apps and it was just kind of like, it's just it's like I don't have time to play like 23 questions or whatever it is. Like
Sure.
it's just weird. And then there's this whole I feel like dating as a queer person too is weird because it's like, are we dating? Is this a date? I don't know.
Oh, sure.
It's like, are we friends? I don't know. So it's like you're already navigating that, and it's a lot. So
Sure.
I don't think I'm there yet, but if it happens, it happens. Cool, but I'm not like putting all my eggs in one basket. Like I'm not being like my life depends on finding my perfect person. Like,
Right.
ugh.
I think that's a terrible thing to do.
Oh,
That whole maneuver.
No,
It's never going to work out.
no, and then
Yeah.
you'll end up sabotaging it. Like it's just no. It'll
Yeah.
happen. Just let it happen.
No, I agree with you.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, what are your tastes in terms of partners?
Oh my goodness. Well, like gender just kind of goes out the window, honestly. Let's see. I guess I like just, I don't know.
So it's
personality.
Sure. Yeah, no, that's
I'm like thinking of looks and I'm like, oh, I don't really have any any comment on that.
I don't really have a type either.
No,
it's
I
more
don't have
about,
a type.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was thinking about this today though, and since it's Pride Month, I thought this would be interesting.
Happy Pride, by the way.
Happy Pride. It's Flag Day too.
That's right.
But growing up in like the ice skating kind of chaos that is of like catty girlness, I was desperate to fit in, and Twilight was the thing. That was the thing everyone was into.
Yeah.
And they were, I was like, okay, I'm going to read the books. I'm going to get into this. I'm going to be with the straight girls. But at the time I didn't know that I was like being with the straight girls. I was just like, I'm going to be normal.
Yeah.
And I taught, so they're like all wearing the Team Jacob, the Team Edward. And it got me thinking like, is there like a Team Bella? Like for like, but not even for like girls is there like, are the guys like into Bella? And they'd be like, no, what are you talking about? She's ugly. Like, and I'd be like, really? I'm like, so straight guys don't like Bella, but I like Bella. And the gay guys seem to like Bella too.
Yeah.
So where does that leave me? Like, and then that was just like a whole revelation of like, I wouldn't say Kristen Stewart is my type, but she's cool. And
sure.
that might have been like a young realization of like, oh, I'm different.
Sure. I think Kristen Stewart is like the clarion call for realizing a lot of stuff for various people.
That's a lot to bear. That's a heavy burden.
And then when she played Joan Jett, I mean, oh my God.
Love that movie for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
It was incredible.
Yeah, it was great. I didn't even mind all the sort of blending of other people they did for some of the characters.
Yes. Oh my God. So cool. I mean, and who played the manager?
He's incredible. So
good.
I always forget his name, and we can look it up, but let's see if we can remember it.
Yeah, I definitely can't.
Yeah, he was amazing in that. I know a couple people who knew Kim Fowley, and every story about him is always interesting. Even the ones who got along with him, every story was totally bananas. Mm-hmm. Yeah. We'll remember that guy in a minute. If we don't, I'm sure anyone listening knows the name. He was in a great Friedkin movie called Bug, which with Ashley Judd. It's horrifying, and it's really good. Yeah. But it's the kind of movie that I went to go see a Friedkin double feature, and my friend had seen Bug, and that was the first of the two. He hadn't seen the second movie, Killer Joe. Great movie. Matthew McConaughey sort of restarted his whole thing with that. I've read once it started the McConaissance with that. I won't go that far, but I will say he restarted instead of being rom-com, he sort of went to that. And my friend was like, oh, Bug's an amazing movie, but I never want to see it again. So I'll meet you for the second movie. I was like, good. I'm looking forward to this now.
All right.
Yeah. But yeah, the Runaways movie, my favorite just visual moment is when she crushes a pill with her platform and snorts it.
It's so good. It's just, it's like, getting to see, like growing up with Twilight and seeing her in that was just like, oh, wow. Like, such a cool moment. I think, just awesome. And obviously I love Joan Jett. So like seeing that was like, whoa, like worlds colliding.
Yeah. And Cherie Curry's early solo albums, like I guess there's only two. I love as well. Do you know the one that she did with her sister?
I've heard of it. I need to visit it.
You'd like it. It's on Spotify.
Okay.
Yeah. It's really cool. It's like very Toto, because like most of the guys from Toto play on it.
Love that. Okay. Yeah.
He's my favorite LA sighting when I first moved here. I saw Steve Lukather at the North Hollywood Ralph's, the 24-hour one.
Oh my God. That means he lives near me.
Yes, he does.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I heard him before I saw him, and I was like, oh my God. That's Steve Lukather, and he was there at the deli counter or the cake counter or something. But he had a little kid with him, so I wasn't going to be like, "Hey, Luke." Yeah,
that's so cool. Yeah, I'm the same way. I don't approach anyone. I'm just like, I will remember this moment forever.
He's another guy that I remember when I found out how many records he's been on. Like he's been on everything between 1980 and 83. He played on it. Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I think he's the only other guy who played guitar on a Cheap Trick record, other than the guys in Cheap Trick. For up until a certain point, anyway.
Wow, I did not know that.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. He's one of those guys where you hear another thing about him and you're like, what? And then you're like, oh yeah, and he did it at 22.
Must be nice.
Well, that's funny too. We can always think about people that doing so much when they're super young, but I mean, it just happens to people at different times.
Right, exactly. It's all different. That's like, I'm so happy. There's this one song that's like trending on TikTok. I think it's Ladytron's song. They
Oh,
only
17,
want you
yeah.
when you're 7. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just love it. And of course, there's all like these like 17-year-old girls that are like, I love this song. And it's like, yeah, you'll love it now. And then it's a cruel reality.
I like that aspect of TikTok, that songs that you never would expect to pop back into the public zeitgeist
Yeah.
do. My favorite moment of that was when Zanzibar by Billy Joel
Yes.
was the thing for a while.
Oh, the kids are getting creative with that for sure.
They were, and it just blew my mind. I was like, I love this. There's a bunch of kids listening to Zanzibar, which I always love that song, but it's one of those songs you're like, you just kind of inherently know, I'll never hear this anywhere other than
Right.
my place, my car, or maybe one of my friends' cars.
Yeah, that it's quite. I mean, for people that aren't fans, probably like more of a B-side, but
Yeah.
but yeah,
But it's
really
one of those
crazy.
great, weird songs that's
Totally.
you only hear on the album.
No, I thought that was amazing. Like a B-side song like that could be like just woo.
Well, that's the
There it
great thing.
is.
If you take away the context of this is the single
Right.
or this is the thing, people will appreciate stuff if they're given exposure to it.
Right.
And
right.
while there's all different schools of thoughts, I think, about how people are exposed to things via TikTok or Instagram, fill in the blank, there's also a lot of great things, like you mentioned YouTube earlier.
Oh yeah.
And there's so many amazing things that people can see and hear on YouTube that you couldn't see, or you'd have to sort of be digging for them
Right.
20, 30 years ago.
Mm-hmm. It was a struggle before, like, even I mean I say this not from experience because I was lucky, but I can't imagine trying to learn how to do stuff like do audio engineering or music production without it.
Yeah,
'Cause
totally.
especially even if you're going to college, sometimes you zone out and you don't hear what your professor says and you want to, learn from YouTube. It's
Yeah, or maybe they have a terrible affect and they're not, they don't consider people's different learning
right,
styles.
Exactly.
Yeah.
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 So it's for everyone. It's great.
And also there's different types of learning. There's visual, there's auditory and all that. So you're covered.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a medium for everyone.
It is. But so when you felt like you knew that you were a bit different because of Kristen Stewart, when did you then sort of put the puzzle together about being interested in people and what kind of people you were interested in?
Okay, this is gonna sound really stupid, but like I was really.
You've heard the show. That's what it's all about.
No, it's not. You're so sophisticated and cool.
Oh, that's lovely. Thank you. It's very sweet of you.
It's about to get stupid. I grew up enjoying like anime, like Yu-Gi-Oh. I was like the nerd kid that would like wear the lanyard of the Yu-Gi-Oh cards to school, and it was basically the "Don't talk to me" shirt, basically. like don't approach me, I'm weird. But yeah, so I was very heavily into anime, and like I liked a lot of the guy characters looked very flamboyant and like almost genderless in a sense.
Sure.
And I'm still kind of figuring out if that's like gender envy or if it's like attraction.
Yeah.
And maybe it's both.
It could be both, yeah.
But that's pretty much my type, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Where like you can't really tell like, what are they? I don't care.
Yeah, sure. So the androgyny thing.
Totally.
You're really going to like Liquid Sky. I'm just going to throw
Oh,
that out
I'm
there.
so excited. Okay, great. Yeah. I don't care. I mean, I like I care about what people like care about and have to say and not.
Oh, and I think more what I meant was, although I was happy to hear that was very good and everything, and not stupid at all. I was more curious about when you started to date, how long into, or not how long into, but how long after, when you were starting to think about feeling different and everything. Also because, you're in Orange County. So that is another layer of prevention to realization, I would imagine.
I did not date a queer person until I was like 22.
Sure. Okay.
21 or 22. Yeah. I was like dating a lot of like the stoner guys and just being like, whatever. They have good taste in music, I guess.
That could go a long way, really.
Right, like, okay.
When you're like, the pickings here are slim. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So there was that. I mean, but I feel like near like 21, 22 is when I just started like being like, okay, this is all fun and games, but I think I'm gonna like be serious about this now. I think I had a lot of shame where like my parents, bless their heart, are super supportive, but I think my mom just always wanted like me to be like, you know, have a husband and have kids and stuff, and that's not her fault at all. I think that's a reality that a lot of parents have, and I had a lot of shame for that, which is my song Baby Machine, which is like the telling the story of you know, getting over that and just, you know, being yourself, and whatever happens in the future happens. You know, maybe your story won't be how your parents think it is supposed to play out, but maybe it'll play out in a way that makes sense. Like maybe I'm not everyone always jokes that I don't want kids, but I could see myself being a cool parent. And I don't know how that story is going to look, but it'll happen some way or another. It just might be different than And my mom is like my number one supporter. I love her so much. My father too. My dad's great. Like they're great. So
yeah, well, that's wonderful. Yeah, but you know, we can have a lot of inbuilt things about how they're going to react to this.
Exactly. Yeah. I feel like a lot of it, like growing up now, a lot of it was in my head. You know, I wrote Baby Machine back when I was like young and kind of like feeling like, oh, they don't support me. But the truth is I didn't really give them a chance to support me. You know, like I think that's another thing. Like I was lucky, and not everyone is lucky though. So I think, it's important to just like live your life and not think about that kind of stuff.
Right. Because you can create these narratives in your head that actually don't align with the reality, even if you do have supportive parents. So
exactly.
Yeah.
Like coming out to my dad, he was like, yeah. Duh. Obvious. But, yeah.
Now I know parents always know something.
Oh,
they know something's afoot, even if they don't know the full deal.
Yeah.
Which is kind of sweet in a way. And then you're like, wait, God, I put a lot of unneeded energy and thought into that sort of worry.
We could have avoided all of this.
Why didn't you guys tell me you knew? Yeah.
Right. No, but yeah, I think I started like embracing, like I didn't like really properly come out. I just kind of started dressing like I came out.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Like,
sure.
I didn't really go, I'm queer. I just went like, I'm dressing this way. It's so obvious. Like, yeah, around like 20s, I think, is when I started to get comfortable and just be like, fuck it.
Sure. Now, where were you living at that time?
Orange County. And
have a sip. I'm
so sorry. Oh my God. People at home are not going to understand.
That's okay. No. Well, they heard earlier when we paused to have a sip. And it's happened before. It would happen before.
Oh, good.
I'll ask a question rapid fire, and then I don't allow the person to take a sip of their beverage. So I'm trying to accommodate all things.
We're on a roll.
Yeah.
What was the question?
Oh, that was about where you were living at the time.
Where I was living. Okay, Orange County. So I grew up in Orange County, and at the time I was working at Starbucks, which, oh my God, hell. But let me just say this, my manager, we're still friends. We're still
that's
cool.
Good. Yeah.
But yeah, the thing about working as a barista anywhere is you see all the good and bad of wherever you're living.
That's true. It's very true.
Oh my God. I saw like there would be trucks with Confederate flags on them. Like there would be like, don't tread on me shirts. Like, and like 5 minutes from where I was living, like I was in Mission Viejo, and it's just like, what? And then there would be like anti-abortion people on the corner, like every Sunday or Saturday, whatever. And on like when I put in my 2 weeks, I just started to say, fuck it, you know, like I can. They want me to stay, so I'm just gonna do whatever. So I started roller skating on the corner across from the anti-abortion people.
Giving them a show.
Yeah, and there's this group called Thank God for Abortion, and
wow,
and they make great shirts. So I got a shirt, and I would just skate around. I'm like, yay! yay! Like totally just happy, minding my business, like not hurting anyone, and that was fun. And then I moved here, so that was like my goodbye to Orange County.
Yeah, give them a little farewell show.
Yeah.
Now, did any of the folks that would see you roller skating that were in the idiot club come into the Starbucks when you were working?
All the time. Yeah.
Do you get thirsty out there being hateful?
I know. Yeah. And then you drink coffee and it makes you dehydrated.
Yeah.
So just keep doing it. Go for it. Yeah. That was hard. I mean, I worked there for like 4 years and you get sick of biting your tongue for so long.
Sure.
So.
Because also people love to drop things in that they don't even need to be saying
exactly
in this situation.
Yeah. Like I'm just here to make your coffee. I don't need to. No. Like I think one time I wore like a trans rights or human rights pin one time and some guy was really upset about it. And then like 4 customers later, a guy came up to me and was like, I love your pin. My son is trans. So it's like, okay, don't stop. Don't hide.
Yeah.
Because the person that needs to see it is going to see it.
Just like you said before, for every 10 shitty persons or people, there's 100 good ones.
Right. And
yeah.
maybe that math is, I'm not great at math, but I think it makes sense.
That's a fair ratio. Yeah. Yeah. Especially Orange County, it seems like. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. It's weird because saying you're from Orange County sounds like so privileged, but like it was like Mission Viejo is just such a weird spot. I think it has to do with a lot of the older generation is over there. It's hard to explain because I mean, you go to certain parts are like totally fine. And then like Mission Viejo, it's like they're right there. It's weird. They hate Katie Porter over there. Ooh, no.
Wait, remind me, Katie Porter
is she is oh my god, I'm
thinking of the English woman who was and
yeah.
I know that this is
she's
probably
not
totally
English.
right. Not right.
She's
local.
She's local to Orange County. She's Congresswoman, I think.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I can look her up. And then Michael Shannon is the name of the man who played Kim Fowley.
Oh, thank you.
See,
oh
I
my
just
God.
needed to go away from it, and it popped right in.
Yep, there you go.
Yeah. Let's see. Katie Porter.
She's like the only thing keeping Orange County together.
It is interesting how California is a really wide mix of...
It's crazy. It's like night and day, I swear. Like,
yeah.
I tell people some of this stuff and they're like, that's something I would expect from Texas. And I'm like, I know, I can't make this shit up. Like, I promise. Like, it's so weird.
I remember driving on a tour up to Vancouver and then coming back down through.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And
you saw everything.
I really did. Like the truck stops.
Yeah.
They start getting more country music and the beer koozies are all Second Amendment things.
Yeah.
And it's not that far away from here. 8 hours, maybe? Yeah.
Oh.
What's that place? Bakersfield.
Oh, Bakersfield.
Which I had this charmed notion of because Buck Owens or Merle Haggard might be from there. I can't remember, but a couple country legends are from there. They didn't move back there after they got successful.
No one moves back there. Yeah, Bakersfield, I think there's like a flower field over there that's like the rainbow flowers or something. And that's like the only reason I know why people go there. I can't think of any other reason.
Yeah, I don't think I'll be going back for sure.
Don't. Yeah. Ooh, I'm sorry.
Now, have you gone on any tours?
So that's one of my goals this year or next year, probably next year with like everything getting back to normal,
sure.
You know. I have played in London.
London's just the best, right?
Yeah. Oh, it's so good. We could talk about London forever.
Sure.
Because it's just great. I always stay with my grandma. She's Italian, but she moved to London to stay, and my aunt lives there too.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Family up there. So
even better then.
Yeah, exactly. So it's great. My grandma calls my dad every week and is like, "When are you coming?" Like, I'm like, "Grandma, it's expensive." But yeah, I toured over there. It was great. I played the Victoria Dalston, really cool venue. I played with Dream Nails. They're like this punk riot girl band. They're like a London local. So I was really happy to get that authentic experience.
Yeah.
I've also played shows in Arizona. So I've had tours that don't make sense. I haven't exactly had like a grand tour of like everywhere.
Well, it's hard, especially being an independent artist.
Right.
And just to go on a tour too, it can also be frivolous in the wrong way. You know, it's a lot expensive, difficult, and depressing if things aren't lined up, you know, with the whole setup.
Right, exactly. Yeah, and you kind of have to be stealth about it too, because like, I mean, especially if you're going overseas with London, I had to be like, this is just, I'm only bringing my guitar for fun. I'm not playing a gig. I'm not doing anything.
I opened at customs. I opened up this whole container of, well, it's like a little suitcase. I keep all the gear.
All your gear, yeah.
All my gear. And I go, well, I keep a personal journal and I sort of work on, I'm a musician. Sometimes I just bullshitty. And I almost made the wrong answer once. I was like, I'm here. And I'd already, they did that because I was like, well, I'm here for DragCon and I blah, blah. And then I was like, I'm just going to it. I'm not.
Oh my God.
Yeah, they helped me though. They were nice.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, my dad helped me make this this box that I put all my put my mixer in and all that stuff. And it looks cool. It's cool, but it looks sketchy as fuck. So they did not like that. They were like, opened it up. They were all in my business. It was not. And they had me take apart my Yamaha synthesizer, like take the batteries out and everything, like all the compartments. I was like, this is weird.
They love to freak out over batteries.
I don't know why. It's like the least harm. Whatever. Oh wait, I don't know if I brought. I don't think I brought batteries, but it was. I don't remember. Anyways, but yeah. But
any gear like that, really.
Any gear like that.
You know, after the first time you go, oh yeah, I'm not breezing through. There's no breezing through.
No.
Customs.
No.
But
customs, when I got to the point where it's like all of that shit's done, my last name is Lusardi. And apparently there is a model. She's like the front page girl. We're like very farly related. Her name's Linda Lusardi.
Oh, okay.
And they asked me if we were related, so that was cool.
Oh, that's fun.
I should have said yes. I think I said yes. I was like, yes, but very distant. Like, but I had no idea that she was like a household name like that.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. I just thought it was just an ongoing joke in my family of like, Linda Lusardi, the front page girl. And like,
And questions at customs, you're never quite sure if it's a good thing or a bad thing.
Exactly. So I'm like, how do I answer this?
I remember at the Canadian border when I was touring with Bright Light, how they fully searched every. I mean, there was like, you couldn't pick a cleaner organization, right? Mm-hmm. But also they went through everything. They didn't take stuff out of boxes and stuff, but they really were keen on, they were like, oh, musicians, druggies. You know, that was, you could tell the vibe, which was really annoying. Yeah.
God.
But then when we had the itinerary, it was like, well, you know, not we, I mean, he's opening for Elton John. So it's the Elton John tour. And they were like, and it kind of put a damper on their thing because they were like, well, who are you playing? Well, what are you doing? Well, here you go.
Yeah. Elton John.
Yeah. And they were like, gay, but still.
Oh my God. That's so funny. Wow. So what was it like touring? Like,
it was incredible. It was incredible. I mean, you know, the days where we weren't in the facility, the food wasn't quite as good, but the food when you're working on, for an Elton John tour or with them or whatever you want to call it is incredible. You eat the same food that him and his band do.
Wow.
He really treats everyone wonderfully, and you can tell because of the loyalty of the crew. You'd imagine that anyway, but he really is amazing as you'd want to imagine. And he blew me a kiss from the stage one time. I watched every show side stage. And it was great. And then it was funny. One of the guys in the band was like, oh, did he just blow a kiss to me? I was like, no, it was to me. I was like, I've been here every night. You guys don't watch the show every night. It's me. And he gave me a big hug and kiss at the end of the tour, which was, and always remembered my name. He was the best. He was like the best you could ever expect. Yeah.
Wow. I love when your heroes are actually heroes. That's the best.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
Have you been able to meet some of your heroes?
I met Ali X at DragCon.
She's amazing, right?
Yeah, I love your podcast with her. Obviously.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
She's so fun. And her records are just fucking amazing, right?
I love her newest album. Is incredible. Cape God.
So good. I love it.
I've had she signed Super Sunset for me at DragCon, and it's been in my car since. Like it
cool.
has not come out. Like it's such a great album.
I have to get a couple things fixed with my stereo system. One of my speakers is blown, and last year was not the time to. Yeah, and also the turntable, maybe because of a lack of use, the speed was off, and I was like, "What's going on here?" But as you see, there's two over there, so one of them I got to figure out is one of them working or one of not, because I might have to get both serviced. But anyway, I got that AliX vinyl pack that she put up.
Oh, great.
Yeah, so it has like the 10-inch Super Sunset
nice
and all that. Yeah, I'm just looking forward to listening to them on that.
Right. Oh, wow. You have a great setup. I just noticed.
Oh, thanks. That reel-to-reel might need a little bit of tuning up, but
Yeah.
I'm sure there's places around town. I mean, this is the town for it, right?
I think I know a couple places.
Oh, wonderful.
In like
Okay.
Hollywood that would do it.
That'd be great. Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll talk names and places after. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so cool.
Thanks. When was the last time you were in London?
It's been a year and a half now, I think.
Okay, so we
Yeah.
have about the same amount of time away from London.
I think so. Yeah. I think I came back when you went.
Oh, okay.
I think that's the
Okay.
dynamic. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
We were representing at different times.
Yeah, because I think I remember thinking like, oh, is he going to be there at the same time?
Oh, right.
We're going to miss each other. It's
Oh,
okay.
which is too bad.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
they'll be maybe again in London.
Yeah.
It'd be fun.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's nice to see you here.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here. It's cool. It's fun. I'm on the time zone I'm used to, so that's nice.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
How are you with getting used to other time zones?
Takes me like a day.
Yeah.
Like I think a good day and like caffeine and I'm just good. I think as long as the sky's going out at the same time and I don't know. Like as long as there's morning, there's day, whatever, I can make it work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about
can
sleep
adapt.
schedule? Are you
Sleep schedule.
regular with that or?
I'm pretty regular. I can sleep on command.
That's a handy skill. It's a superpower.
Yeah, it's either that or it's iron deficiency. We'll never know.
Yeah.
But yeah, sleeping is easy for me. It's the waking up that's hard.
Yeah. Waking up's a bit of a chore for me sometimes too.
Yeah. It's ew.
Waking up for appointments, not fun.
Oh no, horrible. Yeah, set like 10 alarms.
Oh, you do that as well?
Oh yes, that's a thing, right?
Yeah, it's absolutely a thing.
Okay,
yeah.
good.
Look, I support and endorse it.
Very good. Yes, hit snooze several times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about when you go out? I mean, we haven't been out anywhere, but you have a couple favorite spots in LA?
Well, I used to love the Satellite, but that's gone.
Yeah.
But
sadly.
I've been doing their I've been running their Instagram, so that's been really fun.
Cool. Are they going to reopen in a different spot or?
I'm not sure yet. That's like we don't even know. So I
Fair
hope
enough.
so.
Yeah, yeah.
I would hope so.
That was a really cool room.
I know.
For sure,
It was
yeah.
a great spot in Silver Lake. They had comedy, live music. It was just a little bit of everything.
And I like that there was two spaces. Like you can,
Yes.
I'll go back there and I can come back here.
Right. Yeah. So when the horrible band is playing, you can go.
Yeah,
No.
yeah, right. We'll go back there and talk and then come back this way.
That's right. Oh yeah. I love Lethal Amounts, which is actually opening this Friday.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, Lethal Amounts is an art gallery in LA. They put on Sex Sells, the show that Christine
Yes,
was
right,
playing.
right. I've been meaning to go to Lethal Amounts.
You should go to their grand opening. You
That
would love
sounds
it.
fun. Yeah.
It's gonna be fun. It's cute. Yeah, it's nice to go in there just to like look at stuff or talk to Danny, annoy Danny. But yeah, there's so much punk memorabilia in there. It's nice, and just walking around there is fun too.
Yeah. It's nice to be getting back to that stuff. And also when you have friends that are working at the thing.
Right, and it's like friends you haven't seen in like a year, so
Yeah.
it's surreal. Yeah,
Yeah, because keeping up with friends, even via text, was difficult because everyone was kind of shut down in general, right?
totally. Yeah, everyone has their own things going on. Like you never know like who's losing their job or who's like dealing with family member or like there's so many things going on.
It's a whole fun picnic basket of stuff.
Everyone's going through it.
And you have a new video out.
I
out,
do.
right?
Yes, I have my new video, Female Fascination. It is the song is actually dedicated to my grandma, who I stayed with her in London, and she taught me. She told me about her. Sorry, I'm like trying to think.
That's fine.
It's not really a divorce. I found this out recently. I thought it was a divorce, but they just separated. So I love my grandpa, first of all, but
Yeah.
he was kind of not treating my grandma so good in like the cheater department.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So my grandma went on a European vacation
Good for her.
and came back and basically was like, Grandpa, you got to go. And I was just like, because I had never been with my grandma like prior, like as an adult.
Yeah,
So she couldn't really tell me these kind of stories. But
sure.
I was just like, oh my God, that's so badass. I was just imagining like this Italian mafia wife just like coming back like a badass, being like, we're done.
Yeah.
Like, so I had to write the song. I wrote the song there. We filmed it over this pandemic with my friend Bobby, who's incredible, and he works. His company's called Persona Pro Video, and yeah, it was really fun, really good time.
Well, I've had a wonderful time chatting with you.
Thank you. I'm so honored to be here. Thank you so much for having me, Craig.
Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you. Anything you wanted to add before we go, or?
Yeah, you can follow me on Instagram, Plasmic. I'm Plasmic everywhere.
Plasmic with a 1 instead of the I at the end.
Yes, on Instagram, unfortunately, the I is a 1 because Instagram sucks. But everywhere else is Plasmic. And I'm on Spotify too if you want to listen to my music. Where I think most people listen to your podcast on Spotify, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, okay, awesome. So, yeah.
Terrific. So you're already there. So go and
right, exactly. You're already here. Just go. Cool. All right.
All right. Well, thank you.
Held my head high while you lay low. Drown the cloud now.